Hey guys, so if you type in the words "to each according to his needs" on YouTube, you will see not one response to this evil moral claim. There is a video by Bad Mouse Productions making the case for this evil philosophy, and this video is a rebuttal to that.
From each according to their ability, to each according to their need. It's a lovely quote, isn't it?
Nope.
The problem is so many in recent times have gotten apprehensions as to what the logistics of it are. This tends to come along with quite a bit of absolutist tendencies.
No, not really. It's just that this quote doesn't make sense and it doesn't work in real life.
We need to provide everybody with their needs first. Well, what is a need? Why do you need a house? Why not a hut? Why not a tent? You could dig yourself a hole in the ground, put a piece of plywood over it, feed yourself 3 servings of Soylent each day, 8 cups of water, give yourself some doctor checks and you'd be fine. It wouldn't be a great life, but you know, it's a need. Yeah, it wouldn't be a great life at all. And the thing is, when communism was first theorized, tea-tin was never meant for bare survival.
3 seconds into the video and the communist word manipulation hasn't ended. You still haven't defined what a need is. For example, in my Kindle, I need works of Milton Friedman, Thomas Sowell, and Frederick Hayek. I'm sure you wouldn't need that. I think what you're meaning is necessities, stuff that you need to survive. Maybe you should define it that way before moving on to this dumb theory.
In previous societies, it was a trial to get your needs met. Nearly all work had to be done by hand labour. You had some inventions to help the workload, like the plough, the spinning wheel, and the printing press.
How did they come into being?
But 19th century England was different. In a relatively short period of time, machines were being built that were rapidly transforming the structure of society.
How did that come into being? Capitalism.
The staple of this revolution, a steam engine that actually works, powers trains, boats, and most importantly, the factories.
How did that come into being?
No longer would you be confined to the bank of a river, factories could now be placed anywhere you had fuel.
How did that come into being? Capitalism.
Agriculture used to require 90% of the population, and by the end of the century it had halved.
How did that come into being? I love how you point out all these innovations and never once pointed out why they happened. It is because of free enterprise, innovation, striving, hard work, and capitalism.
All of these creations reduce the amount of time and effort necessary to make things of all variety. Socialists do not hate these inventions, not even the Luddites. These things are your savior.
No shit.
Obviously they don't. If there's an invention that helps them not work, they will love it. But the point is, how did these inventions come into being? It's because of capitalism, free enterprise, hard work, innovation, progress.
These machines that could make everybody's lives equally easier were instead being used to increase the wealth of a small elite.
Complete gibberish. The fact that you point out the living standards of all people, the wealth of all people in 19th century England increased because of the Industrial Revolution seems pretty damn disingenuous.
The landowners.
Don't you mean the evil capitalists?
Tea-tin does not mean let's just make for base survival.
If it's not meant for base survival, then those aren't needs. They are wants. For example, I want to be on top of the moon. It's not a need, it's a want.
What was implied was simply a different way of doing things.
Interesting. How would you do it? Based on needs first, even though they're not even needs.
Doing things not for profit first, as done in the capitalist system, but doing things for needs first. We needn't worry ourselves as to what counts as a need.
Obviously we do. If you think that everyone, according to their ability and according to their needs, have access to those needs, we need to define what a need is.
Today, we make enough food for about 12 billion people.
Why do we do that?
Yet 4 billion of this is either wasted or dumped each year, and 1 billion people around the world go hungry.
Just give me a gun, I'll kill myself!
Oh great, he once again has explained why there is an abundance of food. Okay then, let me answer why there's an abundance of food for some people and why there isn't for others. Capitalism. In which countries do you have famine? Socialist countries such as Russia and China. Why did you stop having famines in China? Because of free trade and capitalism. If we all adopted the communist model, there would be no food for any of us. But under capitalism, there's an abundance of it, and unfortunately, a lot of it goes to waste. Which would you rather have? Too much food or too less? I know what I would want, I know what this guy would want.
If there's lead in your water, what is more important? Your Putins or clean water? If you're hungry, what is more important, a Ferrari or a sandwich? If there's a shortage of clothing, what is more important, diamond rings or... you get the idea.
Under capitalism, you get to decide what your needs are, and if you're hungry, you can buy a sandwich. If you don't have clothes, you can buy your clothes. If you don't have clean water, you can buy bottled water.
When the diamond industry is worth $13 billion, but African children only have one pair of clothes, we've got a problem.
Why is that?
When the car industry is worth $1 trillion, but most people can't do anything but walk, we've got a problem.
What the fuck is your solution? Everyone gets a car?
And when the clothing industry is worth $3 trillion, but Flint residents can't even get clean water, we've got a problem.
Why is that?
All of that wealth, all of that production and industry could provide these things for everyone, even though they're completely unrelated to each other.
If you're a Marxist or a communist, you have to answer the question, why is that the African children go hungry while there are very successful corporations? One is because of capitalism, and the other is because of the lack of capitalism. In a non-capitalist society like Africa, you don't have the access to free enterprise and striving for hard work. But multi-billion corporations get that access, and through hard work and good advertising, good marketing, good products, which they sell to consumers, they get to become successful and have a ton of cash.
The middle class of the world is suckered into this with huge marketing campaigns, themselves costing a pretty penny. Fuck's sake, 40% of Batman and Superman's budget was spent on getting people to watch it.
What the fuck do you know about marketing? What have you marketed in your entire life? And who are you to tell these people how much of their resources they can use for marketing?
Side note, what do you think would grant more opportunities and innovation? A $400 million movie that we knew was going to suck, or thousands of people who wanted to make budgeted films but can't because they got bills to pay?
And you think people making Batman vs Superman didn't have bills to pay?
All things considered, if we got rid of all the bullshit in our lives and shared time equally, working hours would shrink massively. This isn't even a pipe dream.
Yeah, totally. Let's explain why that theory is total bullshit. Under communist regimes, everyone worked cooperatively. Under capitalism, you get to work as much as you want. But here's the difference. Under capitalism, you have innovations such as a car, a dishwasher, meaning that by the time you don't spend working, you get to enjoy yourself and spend less time traveling and washing your dishes. Under communism, you don't get those advantages. Under capitalism, you have the incentive to work, make as much money as you possibly can, and enjoy your time. Under communism, you don't have those innovations, but you have no incentive to work either, meaning you're fucked from both ways.
My best estimates are anywhere between 4 to 15 hours of work a week.
That's bullshit. What if I want to work for 40 hours each week? What if I have an innovation that I want to showcase to the people? What if I want to make a lot of money? How would that be enforced? Oh wait, through guns from state or community intervention. Guessed it.
Capitalism already overproduces in its corporate, profit-driven, hierarchical, neurotic, bureaucratic state.
Why the fuck is that? It's because under capitalism, there's an incentive to serve your fellow man and to get rich. That's why you have more shit than you can desire. Under communism, you don't get your necessities fulfilled at all.
If we, that's us, everybody who works for these places, could harness those machines, we'd be doing pretty damn good for ourselves.
Nah, I think in Venezuela, it is not working for them, considering the fact that they can't get fucking toilet paper.
That's what Teton means, not a scramble for definitions, a transforming of society from these guys to us.
No, it is the transfer of power to one single group of people, whether that's a state or anarcho-communism, which is the community. It leaves aside the will of the individual. And that's what the main difference is. One elevates the individual over the state or group, and while other denigrates the individual. That's why one works, that's why one doesn't work. Under communism, you wait for bread. Under capitalism, bread waits for you. Under capitalism, you get toilet paper. Under communism, you don't even fucking get that. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video on why to each according to their needs is a bullshit theory. Like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe for similar content. I'll catch you very soon on the next video.